everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So imagine I have an HG Tudor voice when I say Meghan Markle, the bully, the misogynist, the racist. And I say these things because time has proven that they're all true. So we can start off with the fact that Meghan has a long history of bullying. And every time it comes out, she always claims the same thing. Oh, it's a smear campaign. And this is the same woman who invited Christopher Boozy on her Netflix that she had complete editorial control over, where Christopher Boozy claimed that it was mainly... where'd it go? I had the quote here. Mainly middle-aged white women. He said 70% of the hateful content, just like the CCDH report, 70% of the hateful content directed at Meghan originated from 83 social media accounts, and Boozy characterized the primary perpetrators of this coordinated online harassment as, quote, middle-aged Caucasian housewives. I'm surprised he didn't just say middle-aged Christian nationalists, white women. That's basically what he's saying here, and that was the description du jour under the Biden regime. But anyways, the point is, Meghan has been smearing middle-aged white women from day one, while at the same time, as a recent video from Australia has proven yet again, Meghan Markle is the one who abuses white women. She hates white women. I mean, if you go through, there are clips over the years where you see Meghan looking at any middle-aged white woman, and that's when the mask drops so often. And, you know, going back to her bullying first came out in 2019, right? The Sussex Survivors Club came out in London Times, wrote about it. These people that now need therapy, they had to form a club together. And also the Hollywood Reporter came out discussing Meghan Markle's abuse of staff and how horrible she is, a dictator in high heels, saying everybody's afraid of her and whatnot. Yeah, talking about they said people are terrified of her, claimed a source. Meghan Markle belittles people, doesn't take advice. They're poor decision makers. Harry's the enabler and Meghan is just terrible. Yeah. So a long history of abusing staff, high turnover as a result. And mainly it's white women that have been, but there's also white men as well. But before I get to that, that's the video. Yeah, we're going to look at that in a second. Another more recent article that just came out on April 22nd, 2026, is again talking about the way that the shocking way that Meghan treats her staff. So the last time she went to Australia, there were stories coming out that she threw hot tea at a staff member. And in this video, they talked about the nightmarish conditions of working with Meghan Markle. And an employee told him that it gives me PTSD. Sykes, who had covered the royal family for decades, recalled, this is what they said after watching the clip. Okay, it's classic Meghan, smiling on the public side of her face and glowering at you on the secret side where she thinks she is unobserved. The woman treats anyone that she has power over as totally disposable, and you are just treated like a tradesman who is there to fix the toilet. So they're referring to this this video over here. So the staff that have left her in the UK and in California because of her abuse, they're saying this clip is typical of how they were treated. So Meghan, for a moment, forgot she's being watched constantly on camera, and her mask dropped, and you see how she looks. Okay, so what's happening here, I'm sure most of you are familiar with this video, but just in case, a woman comes up from behind one of Meghan's staff. This woman that comes up in the video works for Meghan, and she's going to tap Harry on the shoulder to tell him there are people up there that are waving at you or something, doing something. And you see Meghan's face just turn to rage. Now, there are many videos like this, and this clip I caught on from Getty Images when I was searching for something else, and I just happened to come across this clip of Meghan's mask drop with a middle-aged white woman. And this is an older one from earlier on. You can see the date from April 21st. Oh my goodness, April 21st, 2018. So what is that, 1920? 8 years ago, almost 10. This is almost a decade ago. When Meghan first joined the royal family, and right from the beginning, right when her boots started on the ground, she was already seething with hatred. Look at her mask drop. Same exact thing with this white woman who's trying to help her and being all nice and friendly. So you can see the older woman to her side says something, and Meghan feels interrupted, and she turns around and glares at her. And fidgeting with her hair and like just getting all enraged because this white woman said something. So that look, just glaring over at her like, how dare you get in my conversation here? I mean, you can just see the hatred in her. And this is from 10 years ago. So she's been like this from the get-go, right from the start. She hates white women, and she can't disguise it. It always shows. You see her like trying to recompose herself there. But this has been happening for a decade already, and she just keeps doing it. And like I said, on top of this, so her hatred for white women, middle-aged white women, showed from the very beginning. And then she hires this criminal, in my opinion, Christopher Boozy, using his fraudulent bot sentinel that was proven to be a scam. And he was just copying CCDH's reportage with his little reports. And Meghan, once again, is continuing this seething hatred. And this is being confirmed again and again by the women that have worked for her. She hires white women, and not all middle-aged white women. A lot of the white women Meghan abused were younger than her. So it's like all ages. So, but Meghan really she's racist. Meghan is without a doubt racist and misogynistic. I think she hates women in general. And this has been proven throughout with her tactics, the way, was it Meghan that said people are projecting when they criticize her? Well, you want to talk about the ultimate projection, Meghan. That's when you accuse others of the qualities you have. Going out and claiming that people that criticize her are racist and misogynistic, when Meghan has again and again proven to be a huge bully and a racist, and has gone so far as to have people's Twitter and YouTube channels demonetized and deplatformed. And, I mean, it's so obvious. Look at that drop in her face. Her face just drops. You can see the hatred in there. There's like a flash. You know, there's like a flash of light there. You can see her eyeball. It's kind of reminds you of like the Fatal Attraction woman when she sits under the lamp and the light is flickering on and off. Just make a gif with this. Because Meghan is so, I mean, she goes from that rictus grin to looking like she could kill this woman. And then when the woman glances over at her, because the woman's not looking at her, so she's waiting for the woman to look at her. And as soon as the woman looks at her, Meghan does this weird psycho thing where she looks to the side. See, she waits for her to look at her, and then as soon as she looks over, Meghan doesn't say anything. She just does a psycho look to the side like, I'll deal with you later. But yeah, you can see that again with the mask drop. And the rage, I mean, she has just nothing but rage against women, particularly white women. I'd say particularly middle-aged white women, which is why she hired Christopher Boozy to target and harass middle-aged white women online. What she thought were middle-aged white women. She doesn't really know. But not funny, though, is the fact that Meghan Markle is a psycho and a misogynist and a racist. And she's, because of Prince Harry, the enabler, she has had the power and the money to be hiring Sussex Squad to harass and mass report and deplatform and dox people. Remember all the women she doxed in 2019 and the newspapers there in the UK. I mean, this has been going on. Meghan's abuse of white women in particular just shows again and again how full of hate she is for them. And this is just the latest clip. And again, this has been going on for 10 years already. And no one has put a stop to it. No one has called her out on it. I mean, we've called her out, but then we're just she just projects on us and accuses us of being the racist bullies, even though it's her harassing and terrifying her employees and abusing them. And they've come out in the newspapers in the UK and in California and all over. And the turnover and stuff speaks for itself. And the videos, I mean, you've got videos like this where it's in your face. Okay, just watch the videos. This is one of many. I'm sure you could find hundreds if you search through videos where this type of thing happened. This is just two examples. There's many, many more out there, many more. And yet she's not been held responsible or accountable and reined in with this. Instead, she keeps on with her lies and goes so far. This woman who has harassed and traumatized women of all ages that had to work for her turns around and claims that she's the most bullied person in the world. I mean, again, projection. She's the biggest bully in the world. Meghan Markle is the biggest bully in the world. So I'm just going to throw some cards today. I mean, this is a proven fact. You've got video evidence. You've got witnesses, victims coming out already, coming out with this. There's nothing to prove here. There's no question about her abuse and bullying. That is just without a doubt. So I'm just going to throw some cards to try to figure out, well, why is Meghan such a hater of white women? Why is she so racist and misogynistic? Where is that coming from? Why is she like that? That's what I want to look into today. Like, where did this come from? From her mother, from her friends, from just the fact that she's just she was born psycho. I mean, but she has a really deep hatred here, and it's pathological. It's dangerous. It's been going on. She's destroyed many people's lives. I mean, I'll never forget when they deplatformed Murky Meg when she was getting treated for cancer at the time, and she was very proud of her at the time Twitter account. She had a lot of followers, and that's what made her a target, was she had such a high number of followers. And they framed her. TRG proved that they framed her to try to make it seem like, oh, she was, because I guess Angela Levin retweeted her or something, and then that was it. They got her deplatformed. from Twitter, just ripped her account down. And like myself, of course, and many others who've constantly had their accounts ripped down, the damage that Meghan Markle has caused on humanity, on women in particular, just is, just tally it up. Meghan has been a very destructive, demonic force. So, why is Meghan so full of hate? Why is she so racist and full of hate against women that she's going to actually hire a group of black women to attack white women? She hates white women so much. Meghan doesn't like black women either, if you ask me. I don't think Meghan likes any women, but particularly though she wants to attack white women. So let's find out. Why is Meghan Markle such a racist misogynist? Why? And a bully. Why is she such a bully? Where is this coming from? Why is she such a bully? Burned bridges. Lack of trust, disloyalty. Now, Meghan Markle does burn a lot of bridges, doesn't she? And I get that she's burned a lot of bridges and had bridges burned on her, perhaps growing up. Her mother disappeared for a while. As we know, that's the story we're told anyways. But if it's true, that's what happened. I mean, the mother is going to be the biggest influence. And if the mother did go to prison, which it looks like she did, because Meghan admitted that her mother and her went to a charity for ex-prisoners that only ex-prisoners can attend. And Meghan said, "Oh yeah, I went there when I was in high school with my mother." Was that culinary school or something? Anyways, I can't remember the name, but I did a video on it. Anyways, burn bridges here. Lack of trust. She doesn't trust white women. Oh, and masculine energy. Masculine energy. Meghan has a lot of masculine energy. I think she's a tranny. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not an expert in it, but she does have a lot of the characteristics, the wide shoulders, lack of hips, huge hands, huge feet, all that. But, maybe it's just, genetically, she's just a little more masculine, maybe she's a little flush, more testosterone there. She definitely had Meghan. There's no question about the fact that Meghan has masculine energy, right? I mean, She wears the trousers. Harry has the feminine energy. And even the way they walk downstairs, Meghan walks like a man, Harry walks like a female. I mean, they got all the tells. But yeah, Meghan has a lot of masculine energy, number one. I think she hates herself. And she wants to be treated like a man, right? She's always like jumping in front of Harry. I want to meet first. She's very bossy, but masculine. And she calls herself a feminist, but I think in reality she hates being a woman and the role of women, and she wants to be the role of a man. She wants to be a boss. She wants to be an entrepreneur, a founder. She wants to be a leader. She wants to run for president, right? She wants to be a man, and so she really attacks women because she hates her. She hates her female. She hates feminine energies. And yeah, it's like burning bridges here. It's like she wants to just burn all bridges between her and women. Like she wants to act like she has nothing in common with women. And in her mind, she's one of the guys. But it's to such an extreme that she just has this seething hatred for women. That she goes so far as to constantly attack them. She loves, I've noticed also in the Megxit community, a lot of, especially on Twitter X, I've been spending a little more time on there since their Australia trip. Yeah, pull back again. Social media is a toxic place in general. It can be, it doesn't have to be. But with the Megxit, with the trolls attacking Megxit, and trying to incite fights, a lot of fighting between Megxiters. They're always promoting that. Meghan is behind that. Meghan likes to start fights, triangulate, as narcissists do, right? They triangulate, try to get two sides fighting with each other. So I've seen a lot of effort by the Sussex squad to get Megxiters fighting against each other. Yeah, so I think Meghan is behind that as well. It just comes to mind, seeing what's been going on. And glow up, new opportunities, new career, and successful business. And cutting ties, freedom, standing up, awaken. So again, I'm getting the idea of cutting ties, burning bridges, and glowing up, trying to look better than what she actually does. She's also very vain, and she hates competition, right? You're not allowed to be better looking than her or thinner. And so she's that's another thing, is she doesn't like any kind of competition. I notice, the women that she hires to work for her, I'm sure all have to be not as good looking as her, because be very competitive there as well. She doesn't want anyone making her look not as so attractive. And also, cutting the ties. Yeah, she just hates being a woman, I think. And she's projecting it onto us, and wanting to destroy women. When I say us, I just mean women in general. She does not want to be associated. And you see how she cut ties with her Jessica Mulrooney friend and her Nanaki Pri friend. She just gets rid of them. Done with you. Because I don't really think she ever really likes women. She may pretend to if it benefits her. But, she's a frenemy. She's a frenemy to like Jessica Mulrooney and any other woman. She's two-faced, and she always has hidden intentions. And she's a fake friend. She's always has been, always will be a frenemy to anyone that she befriends or appears to befriend. Like that Gemma O'Neill. They're not friends. That's Marcus's friend. She's just pretending to be a friend. And then we got Sippin, nosy, spreading rumors, gossiping. She doesn't want any rumors getting out. She's very fragile ego. She knows that women like to talk, and she can't stand that because she doesn't want anyone saying anything about her. That's another thing, is that her fragile ego, the narcissist ego there. Memories, missing someone, regression, revisiting the past. She also doesn't like that women discussing her past, her childhood, who she really is, what happened to her mother, et cetera, et cetera. All the questions people have about her past, her yacht girl days. Where did she really graduate from college? Because it doesn't look like she went to Northwestern like she claimed. Oh, and then I've got graduation day, leveling up, lessons learned, acquiring wisdom. So, so since she has graduated into the royal family, I would say, leveling up here, she doesn't want anybody, she doesn't like the women in general or the channels, talking, gossiping, going through her past. And she wants to cut that out. She wants to cut them off, cut off their accounts, literally cut them if she could. And especially she doesn't want people looking into where she graduated, because we know what's her name? Her name is escaping me. YouTuber Paula Manitovich. She's been doing a lot of research recently. I've seen on Twitter X about proof that Meghan did not graduate from Northwestern, and they didn't have an international relations major. She was a communications major, apparently. I mean, so many lies coming out. And again, the age one is coming out. Now, all this I find very disturbing, because they're saying that Samantha Markle is claiming now that Meghan's older than she said. But for years, Samantha Markle has been saying, Meghan's born in 1981. Stop questioning it. Stop bothering me. So now suddenly there's a switch. Suddenly Samantha Markle has done a 180. Am I to believe that? I don't know. I don't listen to her. I don't watch her. But if that's the case, this is it proves again that TRG is right. They're all working together. Because how can Samantha Markle go for years and years, 6, 7, 8 years, saying, oh, Meghan is born in 1981. Don't question it. And now suddenly this year, boom, she switches. She flips on a dime. So, I mean, there's a lot of lies going on here. Obviously, a lot of cover up. And in general, I mean, Meghan is a criminal in general. She's psycho and a criminal. But she really hates women. She really hates white women. Yes. Let me look at this card. Why does Meghan hate white women so much? I think it's because she's leveled up. She doesn't want to be associated with these women. Meghan wants to be seen as a man with a masculine energy. She wants to glow up. Apothecary, potions, herbs, cures here. Apothecary. Someone like healing there. She needs. I can see that. I said, well, this is like. That's another thing. When I see this apothecary, I think of Meghan in the kitchen cutting her fruits and vegetables up and pretending to be Martha Stewart. It's like if she hates women, she abuses them, but then she wants to act like she's a trad wife. It doesn't make any sense. It's like she doesn't openly and just embrace her masculinity that she wants to be. She's obvious. She wants to be a champion. She wants to be seen as a winner and conqueror and reach the highest heights of power. And yet, obviously the whole trad wife thing is just a gimmick to keep her in the media and try to get support. But, giants, towering strength, mythical. I see giants, I think of the Nephilim, the Satanists, the part demon, part human. Yeah, Meghan is, very evil, very satanic. I think she's a Satanist. I wouldn't doubt at all. She's definitely a witch. Power of 3 with her pals there. They're Satanists she went to school with. Oh, puppet. Manipulation, strings, theater, and obedience. Okay, so all right, so part of Meghan, this is Meghan, we all know who the puppet is, Prince Harry. So I'm getting that. All right, so one of the main reasons that Meghan already hates white women. We saw that in all the clips, in the 2 clips I showed, and there's many more, like I said. But apparently the reason she's expressing this hatred and funding the Sussex Squad to attack women, I get that she's able somehow to use this. It enables her to control Harry, because like the victim who said that they were victimized by Meghan and bullied by her, they said that Harry was the enabler, right? While Meghan was terrible. And this has been repeated from many people. So I'm seeing that it's part of the manipulation, how she manipulates Harry, keeping the other women down and away from him. Number one, you saw the main glare she gave that woman, I think, was possibly because she was touching his back. And at first I thought it was a joke. Like, I thought it was kind of funny, like the Sussex claws competing with with the Australian claw. I didn't realize when I first saw that clip that it was Meghan's employee, Meghan's assistant. I thought it was an Australian woman who worked at the hospital who was there, who was tapping him on the shoulder to point something out. I now realize, oh, that was Meghan's assistant there, her staff. So now it makes a lot more sense why Meghan would look like she could kill her. Yeah, so this is definitely Meghan's abuse of the women, the staff, and playing the victim of them is part of how she gets her strength here, her evil and power over Harry, and makes her the victor here in the end, because Harry believes that it's true. Harry believes it. Harry believed Christopher Boozy and believed that this was actually a fact, that it was all these racist white women. So with Harry, Meghan focused on the white, right, the racist aspect. And of course, this was BLM time and Misan Harriman and, calling the police because a tobacco store owner has a picture of a tobacco plantation in his business, type of nonsense and insanity. So yeah, this is so using that race angle and saying, oh, it's the white women, Harry, not white men. White women were the only problem for Meghan. The white men, you could keep them. They were fine. Ted Sarandos, Meghan is sending gifts to Ted Sarandos as we speak, okay? No, it's only the white women that Meghan had a problem with, and that's what Harry was talking about with all this racism, right? Harry talking about race. So this is how, so attacking white women and saying boo-hoo-hoo to Harry, that these racist white women were the problem. So Meghan's natural hatred for women, particularly white women, she was able to use that to flip Harry about racism and using that BLM racist card and use that to control Harry. It was helpful to keeping Harry under control. But I think that Meghan's hatred towards women and white women in particular is just something that she's always had. When did Meghan start becoming so hateful of white women? When did she start really hating white women? I get divine timing, wrong time, right time. When did she start hating white women so much that she has such a hatred? Message. Communication records, call records, messaging. Messaging is a big aspect of how Meghan attacks women. Like the Sussex Survivors group in the UK, they said they were getting emails from her at 5 a.m. saying, do this, do that. She's very harsh. And as Jason Knauf said, Meghan always had somebody in her sights. And it was communications has a lot to do with it. And of course, Jason Knauf was a communications director. And Meghan uses communications, aka her weaponized PR, to use as a weapon and get back any white women that she doesn't like, and also to push her narrative of everyone being a racist, right? And of course, with the Sussex Squad, they're on communicating all the time on social media, their podcasts, and they're actually writing articles, making their own newspapers now, trying to take over from the mainstream media. So a lot with communications. Meghan is using all of this and abusing the media, and that's why she has Harry attacking the British media, because she wants to destroy it. Meghan wants to destroy it for sure. But something with that, with messaging, I guess her, why does Meghan hate white women so much? Messaging is part of the weaponized, how she's weaponized her hatred. Independent, free lead initiative. And ascending. Okay, so ascending, leveling up, promotion, progress. And I get, this card is interesting. It's black and white, right? Meghan's, this woman looks like a witch on the horse, right? She looks like a witch hat on. Looks like Meghan. So I get the idea here that, okay, Meghan has always had, and actually the girl in the messages card kind of looks biracial as well. She could be biracial. Or black, but she kind of looks like a mix like Meghan, because I'm thinking the biracial angle. Meghan's biracialness and the fact that she had that half-sister Samantha, if that is her half-sister, but let's for argument's sake say she is. In that case, Meghan was a biracial daughter being raised with a white half-sister who was a Satanist as well, and who she did not didn't get along with her black mother. So I think that Meghan would have been very young, and her mother would have been angry towards Samantha, and Samantha would have had hostilities, I think, towards Doria, because Samantha was a teenager at the time, and she was suffering from MS as a teenager, and couldn't finish her high schooling because of her sickness. And Meghan went around telling people, Samantha never finished high school. Anyway, there's a lot of hatred there. Okay, there's a lot of anger, And I think that's where Meghan's hatred of white women started. It started between Doria and Samantha and the communications between them. I think Doria, when she had Meghan, I guess sharing custody with Thomas Markle, I think Doria put the message in Meghan's head. Okay, this kind of looks like Doria, reminds me of Doria right now. Doria put it in Meghan's head to hate Samantha and told her, white women this, white women that. And so Meghan being biracial, that stayed with her because from a very young age, that kind of messaging sticks, right? That's, of course, with her mother. And then her mother was absent for a long time. So that would have been even more of an impression on Meghan to want to be like her mother and listen and message with her and get this, her beliefs and strongly identify. And on some level, even if she appreciated her father, but she still is going to hate those white women because Samantha, her mother, hated Samantha so much. And then ascending, leveling up, and progressing, and promoting herself above her sister and family and friends and white women in general. She wanted to prove she was better, and Meghan feels above. I mean, Meghan feels above everyone. She's a narcissist, but particularly she feels above white women, and she wants to remind them of it, that I am superior to you. So I think that's where it started. Doria and Samantha, the hatred there, the problem there. Yeah, so that's why Meghan hates white women and bullies them all the time and makes Netflixes with Christopher Boozy and makes up lies claiming that middle-aged white women are the problem, not Meghan, even though Meghan's got the long history of bullying and traumatizing staff. And there's video of it. There are mainstream media sources, again, the London Times, the Hollywood Reporter, many others, reporting on this, people coming forward, giving their testimony on this. And we've got, like I said, video and everything else. And we've got people online who have been deplatformed and harassed and doxxed, like Yankee Wally, one of the most egregious examples. So, I mean, how much abuse and doxing and deplatforming and just all around, this illegal, outrageous abuses of Meghan Markle against people, even Shalon Lester. When I was doing research for this, it reminded me that in that Netflix where Meghan had Christopher Boozy blame middle-aged white women for all criticisms, they put up pictures of different YouTubers, and one of the YouTubers was Shalon Lester, who said she was going to sue Meghan for defamation. And I don't know if she actually ever went through with it or they settled. I don't know. But, this is how bad it is that, Meghan went after, any YouTuber who was white that she didn't like, that said anything that's critical of her. So really outrageous and over the top. And of course, not to mention white female reporters, journalists who had their harassed endlessly by the Success Squad, and some of them get fired and whatnot because of Meghan. But anyways, outrageous abuse and just still getting away with it. How many people have to come forward and say Meghan Markle is terrorized and abused and is terrifying to work with? And, I'm just, it's really outrageous. So hopefully, just keep talking about it, keep bringing it up, even though it's been 8 years of this going on. I guess we just have to keep bringing it up 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 20 years, in the hopes that maybe one day she's going to be held accountable and, have to give reparations. Yeah, I want reparations. I deserve it. Many others do as well for our accounts being ripped down on account of this and losing our monetization and everything else. So, yeah, so hopefully, well, let's see. I'll ask one last question. Are we ever going to get any kind of, is she ever going to get any kind of comeuppance finally? Everybody knows the truth is out. It's just a matter of being held accountable and, Rose. Passionate love, thorns, and short. Short. So maybe a short amount of time. When's she going to be held accountable? Will she ever be held accountable? Rose, I think of those flowers she's always putting on. Hope. Wish, expect, desire. Yeah. Flower here. Keep hoping. Hopefully, this says our wish is going to come true in a short time. Let's see. Well, definitely, if she has a daughter, it's going to come out. Breakup. Breakup. Okay, so when her and Harry separate, that's when, if and when they separate. Like I said, I don't know for sure. I'm not predicting that, but I'm getting if they break up and go through a divorce, that's when Meghan will finally get her comeuppance with all the bullying and abuse and crimes against humanity that her and Harry have perpetrated and continue to perpetrate, in my opinion. So there you have it. I hope you found this interesting. Thank you for watching. And until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.